And this is our main event here. SWF Classic Rivalry Night presents Shawn Michaels, Jack Canada, UFC. I'm just kidding about the UFC part. Matt Goldberg. What's the guy's name? Madam Goldberg or Matt Goldberg in the UFC? Michael Goldberg. I forget his name. UFC. Jack Canada, of course, was the final student of the Stu Hart Dungeon. That was apparently until Tyson Kidd was apparently the final Stu Hart Dungeon student, but I believe Jack Canada was the final one. Jack Canada, known as the Avenger, was originally known as the Survivor Series 1997 Avenger. One pissed-off rookie out of the Stu Hart Dungeon coming to avenge the screw job. That was in 2005, and Jack Canada debuted solely for the purpose of getting back at HBK for Survivor Series 1997. They went on a roll, won an Intercontinental Championship almost immediately, and SWRMania 7 right after that, January 2005, Montreal, Canada. Canada, only a rookie, upset Michaels before possibly the loudest crowd in SWF history. And I'm telling you right now, that is one of the top 5 or 10 matches in the history of this damn company. That match was so intense. It was so hostile. It was in Montreal, Canada. It was SWRMania 7. Jack Canada was just a rookie. No one could believe Jack Canada's skills and ability. He was an impact player from the get-go. And he walked into SWRMania. He was bold. He was confident. It was the match of a lifetime. And he upset Shawn Michaels in that match. And that was just an epic friggin' classic. Was that match. An all-time classic. And just an amazing match. It was one of the best matches of the night. I mean, I know Max Blaze fought, John Cena in the main event that night. It was Triple H and Madonna that night. But I mean, SWRMania 7 was a classic. But I mean, this was kind of like that match that, it stole the damn show. I mean, it was an HBK match, but Jack Canada again being trained by Bret Hart, being trained by Stu Hart, pissed off about the screw job and that match being in Montreal and everything. And that was SWRMania 7. They're going to Montreal, and it was crazy. But I mean, it was incredible. It was just an epic match. And leg armbar here by Jack Canada on HBK Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels can win here tonight. He'll go to the Rumble and defend the SWF Championship against Max Blaze. Instant title shot here for Shawn Michaels, being a legend. And this is, again, a classic rivalry like all others. I mean, it wasn't really a long rivalry. It kind of just was, they fought, and that was kind of it after that. And Jack Canada ended up turning to WCW the next year and really rose up the ranks. I mean, he was never really main event material that first year, even when he beat HBK. He really fought over his head, apparently, and was really just an Intercontinental guy in year 7 and year 8. Year 9, he moved to the main event, got a world title shot, and beat Batista at SWRMania 9. But of course, the definitive victory and match. Well, I mean, 2 definitive matches. It's kind of a tie. The definitive victory and definitive match of Jack Canada's career would definitely be SWRMania 7 against Michaels. But also, I mean, come on, defeating Max Blaze at SWRMania 12 was freaking epic, because no one really, I mean, people for years, I mean, in the early years, yeah, Max Blaze would lose at SWRMania. But from here, SWRMania 7 on, I mean, it was the friggin' Max Blaze era. And Max Blaze hasn't even been champion since 2008. Pinfall, kick out by Jack Canada. Max Blaze hasn't even been champion since 2008. Since that match, since that night. And I'm sure Max Blaze is watching this right now hoping Jack Canada wins. I'm sure he wants to defeat Jack Canada. Because, I mean, again, Max Blaze has had his shots, but again, it's always come in bad circumstances. He's been injured for a while. He took time off, or he made the movie Wonder Cops with Kurt Russell. Yes, we do have SWF films. Yes, he did make Wonder Cops, and I mean, now he's looking here, maybe at an opportunity here, watching this match right now, for an opportunity at Jack Canada to avenge 3.5 years, and it's been a long time. Like I said, he hasn't been SWF champion since John Cena beat him at SummerSlam year 11 in that 23-minute epic. And he hasn't been world champion since Jack Canada beat him at SWRMania 12. But I got to say, 2 most epic matches are Jack Canada versus Michaels at SWRMania 7 and Jack Canada, Max Blaze at SWRMania 12. And, I mean, SWRMania 12 changed. I mean, this was awesome because, I mean, it was a screw job being avenged. But I'm just saying, as it pertains to what's going to be happening if Jack Canada wins tonight, SWRMania 12 changed the game. I mean, it was the Max Blaze era. it was the friggin' from year 7 or even year 6. From year 6 on, I mean, it was the Max Blaze era. Max Blaze might have beat Brock Lesnar at StoryMania 6. He might have won at StoryMania 6, 7, 8. And if he wasn't out, you know, he kind of didn't get a title shot at StoryMania 9, but he was owner for a while in StoryMania, excuse me, in year 10, and he was managing Andre the Giant for a while. But I mean, he was a freaking dynasty. There's no telling what would have happened at StoryMania 6 if Austin Goldberg and Nash didn't come out to attack Max Blaze when he fought Brock Lesnar. He might have beat Brock Lesnar. He might have won that match. But for Jack Canada being the first guy in a long... Oh, super kick. Max Blaze, you know, Jack Canada being the first guy to upset Max Blaze in a long time. At the StoryMania. You know, was on... I mean, at that particular time, I mean, in the early years, yeah, we thought, like, okay, Max Blaze, you know, yeah, he's rising up the ranks. He's got a great future, and no one really expected him to, you know... People knew he was going to be great. I mean, he main evented tons of pay-per-views before he ever won at a StoryMania, which being StoryMania 7. Max Blaze we're talking about, but I mean, no one would have thought that he would go on that run. Got StoryMania 7, 8, and 11. That, you know, basically the SWF Championship pretty much belonged to Max Blaze. Going into, I mean, he was champion for most of, year 11 until Cena beat him, and then he came back as anonymous and terrorized the Storyline Wrestling Federation. They even they had to take Jack Canada out in an ambulance at Survivor Series, but Max Blaze won the world title at Armageddon that year over Triple H, and Canada went the No Way Out and beat 3 members of the Dragon Kai. He beat Vic Rourke, Bonesaw, and Don Madonna in that order. And, it came down to Canada and Max Blaze. And, I mean, that was his most dominant, other than WCW. I mean, in year 8, I mean, year 12 was definitely the most dominant Max Blaze ever was. I mean, like I said, he was champion almost that entire year. With the exception of, like, post-SummerSlam to Armageddon. He was pretty much champion from StoryMania 11 to StoryMania 12. Air Canada is in flight. Air Canada in flight. And now Jack Canada, pin with bridge.
1, 2.
And, now look at that. Super kick! And Shawn Michaels might try a pinfall here.
1, 2.
And a shoulder up by Jack Canada right there. Like I said, I mean, Max Blaze was pretty much champion for that whole entire year, and Canada beat Max Blaze. And, Max Blaze got the first fall at StoryMania 12. Canada got the next 2. 2-1. Max Blaze came back, took the 3-2 lead, which is still about 1 minute and 30 seconds later. No one ever saw Max Blaze tapping out to Jack Canada. No one saw Jack Canada getting that pin with bridge, pinfall. No one ever saw Jack Canada getting that pin with bridge with just 30 seconds left in that match. Canada dominated that match, but I mean, Max still got that first fall. I think that's what Canada means. That if he beats Michaels here tonight, that hey, look, you're a good guy. I mean, you're a great wrestler. You can win 1-fall matches, and all the other matches, big matches, Max was in were 1-fall matches, and he got the first fall on Jack Canada. He may get, if Jack Canada wins today, he may get the first fall on Jack Canada. At the Rumble. But, I mean, being a 2 out of 3 falls match, I mean, he could beat Jack Canada that first fall, but then all of a sudden, Jack Canada gets the second fall and the third fall, and Jack Canada wins. And at StoryMania 12 in that 30-minute Iron Man match they had, Max got the first fall, Canada got the next 2. Max definitely came back and rallied, took a 3-2 lead, but, Canada got that right back and won 4-3 and prevailed in that StoryMania main event. So, just the fact that, it's 2 out of 3 falls match, I mean, it favors Canada. Canada's got that submission skill. And anytime you get a submission wrestler in an endurable match, like an Iron Man match or a 2 out of 3 falls match, you're going to survive those submission holds. Those submission holds take a toll on your body as you get deeper into the match. I'm hoping, I understand Max Blaze wants to face Jack Canada, but maybe Shawn Michaels might be a better opponent for him because, again, he doesn't use as many submission holds. But wait a second here. Speaking of submission holds here, Michael's starting to work the leg now, and Michaels now is going to work that leg again here. He's going to apply a sharpshooter now. And speaking of submission here, Michaels is showing some submission skills here, so maybe 2 out of 3 falls against Michaels would be pretty tough for Max Blaze as well.
Rope break.
Yeah, we talked earlier about how being champion this time of year is so important to an SWF superstar. Well,
1, 2.
And a kick out by Shawn Michaels. It's so important. I mean, Max Blaze, Jack Canada. I mean, that could be StoryMania's 15 main event. It's worthy of being a StoryMania main event twice. I know Triple H and Don Madonna fought twice at StoryMania title matches. Cena and Max Blaze did it first, twice. But just the fact that it's Canada. I mean, it's gonna be a StoryMania main event pretty much at the Rumble. And I mean, there's no telling who's going to win that match. I think the match favors Jack Canada. If it's Michaels, I think maybe it favors Max Blaze. But if these two go to war again, they go to battle again. It's any one of those guys wins that match. On the highway to StoryMania. I mean, StoryMania implications. I mean, it's a playoff game. I mean, it's a playoff game. It's the road to the Super Bowl, literally. And we really need to see who's going to win that match because, it's going to determine. I mean, the guy who wins the Rumble. If say Jack Canada wins tonight, or wins right here. I mean, Jack Canada or Max Blaze. That guy who wins the Rumble is going to sit there and say, it's either going to be me versus Jack Canada or it's going to be me versus Max Blaze. It's going to be versus Shawn Michaels. So I mean, whoever wins that Rumble match, I mean, it's going to have implications on StoryMania 15. It's going to be pretty much set the main event. I mean, they still got to survive an Elimination Chamber after that, as I assume the championship matches will be defended in an Elimination Chamber. But I mean, it's going to be a big match. It's going to determine everything. But I mean, here we go. Air Canada connects. Jack Canada here. That's the second flight of Air Canada in this match here. And Jack Canada going to the pin with the bridge here. And Jack Canada is going to retain. And Jack Canada is going to advance to the Rumble, defeating Madonna, CAWrmageddon, and Shawn Michaels here tonight. Jack Canada is going to be the SWF champion here. So Jack Canada is moving on to the Rumble. And it's going to be a StoryMania 12, the epic showdown rematch between Max Blaze and Jack Canada. And what a contest that is going to be, folks. Jack Canada here celebrating with that championship now. And folks, Code Red Week 1, the 10th anniversary special, Year 15 Kickoff show and Rivalry Night, 2001 to 2011, folks. And what a run it has been here, folks. And we'll look forward to seeing you on Stricken Week 1. This is Code Red, folks. I am Mazza, your SWF commentary. Cater, thank you for watching.